This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester. Transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James. Serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Put your money in motion. Drive VMW, VM Wealth Management. Transform your everyday.
The time by VM Wealth Management is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tana Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Thursday, August 28, 2025. CPFSA launches probe into the murder of two toddlers in Monique, St. Anne. The country spent $2.5 billion on imports in the first quarter of the year. Government says national identification system is secure. In regional news, police in Haiti retake Telecom's facility from gangs. In international news, mass Russian drone and missile attack kills 15 and injures 48 in Ukraine's capital. In sports, Mount Pleasant moves to head of Group A in Caribbean Club Championship. And in business, UK car sales to US rise following tariff deal. The details after the break.
Experience the joy of buying a brand new Hyundai without breaking the bank. Yes, buying a brand new car should never leave you broke. From stylish designs and safety features to comfortable driving and reliability, Hyundai is the choice. Hyundai vehicles come standard with 2 years free service and 5 years warranty and roadside assistance for your peace of mind. Drive 2 years without service cost and 5 years without fear of being stranded. Hyundai. Conditions apply.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Our senior citizens have given their service. Now it is time to give back even more. Under the Jamaica Labour Party administration, senior citizens 65 years and older earning $6 million or less, including their pension, will pay absolutely no income tax. The Jamaica Labour Party is doing more for you. On election day, put your X beside the bell.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, says it's investigating the circumstances surrounding the murder of two toddlers in Monique, St. Anne. The boys are identified as 3-year-old Shamir Henry and 1-year-old Amir Saunders. They were reportedly killed by a man identified as the father of Amir and stepfather of Shamir. Lord Adams Thomas is CEO of the CPFSA.
This gruesome incident is beyond tragic. It's absolutely horrific. We shudder to think of what these innocent children may have endured in their final moments. Our hearts are also with the mother who has suffered the devastating loss of her only 2 children. Our investigations into the matter are ongoing, and while we are unable at this time to confirm whether there was a history of violence in the home, what we do know is that these gruesome acts have left scars not only on the family but on the wider community.
On Wednesday, the bodies of the toddlers were found in a wooded area behind the father's house. The father is said to have been under the influence of narcotics at the time of the murders. Adams Thomas says the agency is preparing to host 2 meetings in the community to help members process their grief.
Incidents such as these can cause deep trauma for residents, especially children who may struggle to make sense of what has happened. As is our practice, the CPFSA will work with community-based partners such as schools, churches, and other government agencies present in the community to support the healing process. These group sessions will help us to assess the extent of grief being experienced by the members of the community, especially the children, and to provide further counseling interventions where needed.
Lord Adams Thomas, CEO of the CPFSA. The CPFSA is urging persons to report any and all forms of child abuse using the 24-hour child abuse reporting hotline 211. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is calling on Jamaicans to be vigilant in safeguarding the well-being of the nation's children. In a statement on Wednesday, Dr. Holness offered condolence to the grieving family and community of the 2 young boys. He says no parent should have to endure such a tragedy. Dr. Holness noted that whenever there are signs that children may be at risk, it's important that action is taken to protect them. He says the government remains committed to strengthening systems of support for families and ensuring that agencies are responsive in situations where children may be endangered. And a PNP candidate for Southeast St. Anne, Dr. Kenneth Russell, is expressing sadness at the horrific incident. He says it is a dark day for the community and the country. Russell says the tragedy highlights the urgent need to address mental illness, domestic violence, and unresolved family-related issues in society. He's urging the community to commit to building stronger networks of care and intervention to protect our children. He's also calling on faith-based groups and civil society actors to create safe spaces for families in distress to seek help. Total exports continue to fall while imports rose marginally for the period January to April 2025 compared to the corresponding period in 2024. That's according to the Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin. Jamaica's import bill for January to April this year amounted to approximately $2.5 billion. By contrast, the country earned just over $614 million from total exports. The value of imports rose marginally by 0.3% when compared to about $2.5 billion in the corresponding period in 2024. Statin noted that this increase was driven primarily by higher spending on raw materials and intermediate goods. This climbed by 6.2%, as well as consumer goods, which went up by 8.1%. Exports fell by 5.7%. This downturn was attributed mainly to a 31% decline in the value of mineral fuel exports. The United States, China, Nigeria, Brazil, and Japan remained Jamaica's 5 leading trading partners over the review period. The government is seeking to assure the country that the integrity and strength of the cyber backbone of the National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, remains robust and secure. The Office of the Prime Minister issued a statement on Wednesday in response to reports that the system has been compromised. But NIRA says the robust schedule of monitoring and security checks assures them that the integrity of the cyber systems remains secure. It states unequivocally that there has been no evidence of a breach or compromise of the National Identification System. NIRA says the National Identification System is built built on a foundation of strong, multi-layered security, adhering to international best practices for data protection and security. It adds that all personal data is stored in a highly secure, encrypted environment with stringent access controls and continuous monitoring. Meanwhile, the Office of the Registrar General, ORJ, is informing the public of a recent cyber incident intended to disrupt the availability of systems. The ORJ was formerly known as the Registrar General's Department. It says the incident occurred on Sunday, August 24. ORJ says its incident response plan was immediately activated by the technical team. This response included containing the threat, launching a digital forensic investigation, notifying the relevant regulatory authorities, and beginning the process of systems and operational recovery. The organization says it believes efforts to implement robust security measures assisted in isolating the attack and limiting its impact. ORJ says as the investigation continues, some services may still be temporarily disrupted or unavailable. It says it acknowledges the frustration and inconvenience this may cause to those who rely on its services. JLP campaign spokesperson Kamina Johnson-Smith says the purported gains from the PNP's housing proposals are either redundant or of little real-world value to the Jamaican people. Johnson-Smith says the PNP promise to exempt the price of land from the development cost of housing will result in very little reduction in housing costs.
That is just not the case. They're selling you a pipe dream because the impact of the removal, or rather the portion of land as a development price of housing is 3%. 3%. So if you are seeking to buy a $6 million unit, take out a mortgage on a $6 million unit, your monthly saving on your mortgage payment under the PNP plan is going to be $581.70. Exactly, maybe 2 patties.
She was addressing a media briefing on Wednesday. The PNP has announced a raft of measures geared towards making housing more accessible to Jamaicans, particularly young Jamaicans. This includes a $500,000 grant for Jamaicans under the age of 35 buying their first home. However, Johnson-Smith says the PNP's proposals ignore the key problem in Jamaica of housing availability.
So I'm trying to tell you that they are not changing the game. The $500,000 grant is a non-issue because the NHG schemes are 100% financed. This removing the land cost so you don't have to pay and it's going to become a part of it, it's a non-issue. It's $500, $600 per month that you're going to save. It's not improving access. As Prime Minister keeps repeating, the issue in Jamaica is the amount of housing. We have to build more housing, and that's the problem. And that's why we have been building more housing. Our record is that we have, in our last term, produced 75% more housing starts than the PNP in their last term.
Kamina Johnson-Smith, the JLP campaign spokesperson. The school buses to be used in the government's rural school bus program have been blessed ahead of September 8 launch. The September 8 launch. A blessing ceremony for the buses was held at the office of the Prime Minister on Wednesday. Mahira Stewart has that story.
The first phase of the rural school bus program will be launched on Monday, September 8, using 60 buses. A portion of the buses in that fleet received blessings from members of the Jamaica Council of Churches, JCC, on the lawns of the office of the Prime Minister on Wednesday. The ceremony was officiated by JCC President Bishop Christine Gooden Bengucci. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz, who sprinkled white rum on the buses during the ceremony, stated that the blessings are necessary given the negativity surrounding the program.
I won't get into the politics because we are here to bless the buses. But blessing the buses is a standard procedure for any initiative like this. But I do believe that they need a little extra blessing to wash away all the negativity that has come as a result of the introduction of this game-changing initiative.
The minister pointed out that all the rural school buses have now been retrofitted to conform with Jamaica's road code, especially on the placement of doors.
We have tested all 122 routes and retrofitted for Jamaica's safety needs. Doors moved to the left side from the right side, and of course, all brand new tires replaced and full servicing completed. They are equipped with GPS tracking accessible to parents, speed limiters, onboard surveillance cameras, geofencing, and a cashless payment system. This means that for the first time, parents will be able to monitor their children's movement to and from school, providing peace of mind and an extra layer of security.
Mr. Vaz ended his address at the gathering by praying for the safety of the students who will use the bus and their families.
As we dedicate these buses today, let us also dedicate ourselves to protecting Jamaica's children. With God's blessings and our collective commitment, these buses will carry not just students, but the future of Jamaica. May the National Rural School Bus Program be blessed with success. May the families who depend on it be blessed with peace of mind, and may Jamaica, land we love, be forever blessed.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Minister Vaz says over 100 drivers are being trained in multiple areas as the September 8 launch date approaches.
Over 120 drivers are currently being trained island-wide, supported by dispatchers, coordinators, and maintenance teams. Their training goes beyond driving. It covers child supervision, emergency response, and the laws that protect our students. Regional support hubs are being established. Daily sanitation and maintenance routines are built into operations, and a dedicated rural school bus division within the JUTC are also in place to oversee and ensure reliable service.
Darrell Vaz, Minister of Transport. One of the driver instructors, Carlton Gray, spoke with Nationwide News following the ceremony.
There are some facilities for, you have special needs, so ramp operation. But in addition to that, we have training in terms of dealing with the kids. There should be no interaction other than what is appropriate. And they have gone through a 5 weeks intensive course, but mainly in driving. The training was conducted on the roads, because a lot of these roads that they traverse are narrow and winding, uphill, downhill, sharp corners and all of that. So you have to get familiar with it in terms of the size of the buses.
Carlton Gray, Rural School Bus Driving Instructor. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:17.
Decorate like a designer with BH Paints. The temperature brought to you by BH Paints is
27 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, also 27 out west in Montego Bay, and in Mandeville 21 degrees Celsius.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
On election day, put your X beside the bell and vote for a reduction in income tax to a base rate of 15%, an affordable and safe rural school bus system which will be free from September to October. Vote for a JUTC system which is more accessible and will be free for students for the first 2 months of the school year. Vote for senior citizens who earn $6 million or less, paying no income tax on their earnings or pension. Put your X beside the bell and vote for the Jamaica Labour Party, which has been tough on crime and will continue the over 40% reduction in murders.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
In regional and international news, the multinational security force in Haiti has retaken the telecommunications facility Telka station from gangs. The Kenya-led mission reported a fierce 3-hour exchange between security forces and gangsters in the wee hours of Monday morning. It says gang members suffered heavy losses as the security forces conducted a door-to-door sweep. Several gangs were apprehended and a cache of weapons and other materials seized. The strategic Telkas location hosts key telecommunications infrastructure, including the main aviation towers for the main airport in Haiti. Gangs led by Viv Ansom seized the facility last week. The recapture came days after reports emerged from the United States about consideration of shifting leadership of the mission to another country. International, Russia bombarded the Ukrainian capital with drones and missiles early Thursday, including a rare strike in the city center. Ukraine's Air Force says there were just under 600 strike drones and decoys and 31 missiles of different types. The assault killed at least 15 people and wounded close to 50. Among the dead were 4 children between 2 and 17. It was the first major Russian attack on Kyiv in weeks as U.S.-led peace efforts to end the 3-year war struggles to gain traction. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
For over 30 years, Prince & Charles has been financing your goals, dreams, creating your great moments. Celebrate the occasion with us. Borrow $1 million, pay less than $25,000 monthly, and get 30% off your processing fees. No guarantor needed. Call 876-920-4189 or WhatsApp 876-838-9028. Conditions apply. When you think loan, think Prince & Charles.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
All roads lead to Spanish Town this Sunday for the JLP Mass Rally at the Old Harbour Road roundabout 4 p.m. Main interest comes from Prime Minister and Party Leader, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. Bells ringing, Jamaica Labour Party doing more for you. Bank to bank, Spanish Town strong. On election day, put your X beside the bell.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Spring into style with Unique Living. Upgrade your home with our extensive range of products. Get sleek shower panels, stylish vanities, LED and non-LED mirrors, plus kitchen sinks, closet solutions, ceiling fans, and more. Available in various finishes and sizes. Visit shop number 630 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston 10. Call 876-755-3661 or visit our website at www.uniquelivingja.com. Don't wait to spring into style with Unique Living.
Time now for your morning sports. We begin with some football news. Mount Pleasant Academy have taken firm control of Group A in the Caribbean Club Championship after a 2-0 win over Mocha FC on Wednesday night. Daniel Green scored in the 31st and 60th minutes at the game as the St. Anne-based unit moved to maximum 6 points from 2 games. Mount Pleasant's next game in the competition will be away to Central FC of Trinidad and Tobago on September 23. The other Jamaican team in the competition, defending champions Cavalier, will be in action this evening against Juventus des Keys of Haiti at Sabina Park. McGraw High School suffered heartbreak in last season's Issa Da Costa Cup final as they were less than 2 minutes away from clinching their first ever title. only to lose on penalties. The Linstead-based school led 1-0 with under 2 minutes to go when Garvey Messiah equalized before winning on penalties. Coach Jermaine Thomas is back for another season and would love to go one better.
Once they are able to look me in the eyes and say, Coach, we did our best. And wherever our best takes us, I am happy with that. And I'm pretty much comfortable because you can ask from the boys so much and so much no more sometimes because they really work hard. And the beauty about from me or for us as an institution, next year, all but 3 of these boys can play.
McGraw, which also won the 2023 Ben Francis title, is drawn in Zone J with Charlemont, Dinthill, Tatius Golding and Old Harbour. Thomas says he's lost a sizable portion of last year's squad.
We lost about 12 players. New ones, some old ones, because we had some younger ones from last year. And not even from last year. First boys who would have been playing from as early as 2022, 2021. You know, so because we normally at McGraw, we expose them early once they show they can manage, physically and also tactically. We expose them early.
Jermaine Thomas, head coach of McGraw. Jamaica, still smarting from a 1-wicket defeat to the Leeward Islands on Tuesday, will today be back in action in the West Indies Rising Stars 50-over tournament against hosts Trinidad and Tobago at the National Cricket Centre at Couva. Newly crowned 2-day champions Barbados face the Windward Islands at Inchan Alley Park, and Guyana meet the Leewards at Gilbert Park. Finally, in your morning sports, veteran track and field coach Michael Carr believes that Jamaicans Kishane Thompson and Oblique Seville are the ones to beat in the men's 100 meters at next month's World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. Carr, who is also in the national coaching pool, says Thompson and Seville are in irresistible form.
Based on what's happening right now, I think the 2 Jamaicans have an outstanding chance of both of them getting on the podium. They have shown the form going into the championship. And yes, Noel is talking, but it's what's happening on the track. And every time the Jamaicans have met him so far, he has beat him. And hopefully, come the World Championship, it will be the same. But I think we have a chance of having 2 athletes on the podium at the end of the day. In terms of position,
the Wolmer's girls head coach is also taking into account the big occasion pedigree of world and Olympic champion Noah Lyles.
Of course, Kishane has done the best time so far. Cyril is looking extremely smooth. It's hard to call right now, but I think both of them have a chance of getting on the podium.
Veteran track and field coach Michael Carr, the World Athletics Championships is set to run from September 13 to 21. And that's it for your morning sports.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
On election day, put your X beside the bell and vote for a reduction in income tax to a base rate of 15%, an affordable and safe rural school bus system which will be free from September to October. Vote for a JUTC system which is more accessible and will be free for students for the first 2 months of the school year. Vote for senior citizens who earn $6 million or less, paying no income tax on their earnings or pension. Put your X beside the bell and vote for the Jamaica Labour Party, which has been tough on crime and will continue the over 40% reduction in murders.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
In business this morning, sales of British-made cars to the U.S. rose in July following the introduction of the UK-US tariff deal. Data from the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders, SMMT, showed the 6.8% rise follows 3 straight months of falling sales. In April, U.S. President Donald Trump hiked import taxes on UK cars, from 2.5% to 27.5%, which sent shockwaves through the industry. But in May, both sides agreed this would be lowered to 10% from the end of June. The SMMT said July's figures illustrate the impact of this deal, though it added that UK car manufacturing was generally struggling. The trade association says the U.S. remains the largest single national market for British-built cars, underscoring the importance of the UK-US trade deal. The tariff cut from 27.5% to 10% only applies to the first 100,000 cars sent across the Atlantic, which is about the number the UK exported to the US last year. According to the agreement, any additional car imports above that number will be taxed at 27.5%. The US represented 18.1% of all UK car exports for July, while the EU is a much bigger market, totaling 45.6% of car exports. Small parcels shipped from China to the UK that aren't subject to import taxes more than doubled in value last year as British businesses complain of unfair competition. According to exclusive data obtained by the BBC, these small packages rose in value from £1.3 billion in 2023-2024 to around £3 billion in the latest financial year. Chinese e-commerce giants such as Shein and Temu are thought to be drivers of this increase as sales of cheap goods to online shoppers in the UK continue to rise. The UK government is reviewing the rules on so-called low-value imports, but industry groups want swifter action to protect retailers from being undercut and consumers from potentially faulty goods. Low-value imports, which are worth £135 or less, are currently exempt from customs duties. The £3 billion worth of these parcels from China made up 51% of all the small parcels shipped to the UK from around the world last year. Finally, in foreign exchange trading this morning, the Jamaican dollar has lost 7 cents and will open trading selling for an average $161.06 against the benchmark US dollar. The Jamaican has lost 40 cents and will open selling for an average $117.40 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican has lost 43 cents and will begin trading for an average $217.53 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
Clear your barrels and personal shipments with ease and convenience. Request customs contactless clearance today through CCP at jca.gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
6:31.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
All roads lead to Spanish Town this Sunday for the JLP Mass Rally at the Old Harbour Road roundabout 4 p.m. Main interest comes from Prime Minister and Party Leader, Dr. the Most Honourable Andrew Holness. Bells ringing, Jamaica Labour Party doing more for you. Bank to bank, Spanish Town strong. On election day, put your X beside the bell.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Fantana, make me tell you about Fantana. Make me tell you about Fantana. Make me tell you about Fan. Nothing when me need to lock. New school year with me new backpacks.
Get all you need for back to school from Fontana Pharmacy. Shop from now until September 7th and get 15% off your regular school supplies. Conditions apply.
Let me tell you about Fontana.
If a hurricane mash up your house tomorrow, would your insurance fully cover it? Many Jamaicans are underinsured and don't even know it. One hurricane and they could be paying millions out of pocket. BCIC's free property valuation tool is here to help everyone update their home's rebuilding cost. Plus, when you update your sum insured with BCIC, you'll get $5 million in free contents insurance and up to 12 months to pay. Visit bciconline.com.
This is Nationwide's Tokyo Did You Know Fact.
Did you know that Helsinki was the first city to host the World Championships? Yes, that's a fact. In 1983, Helsinki, the capital of Finland, hosted the first World Championships.
That was Nationwide's Tokyo Did You Know Facts, brought to you by the Real Estate Board.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Our senior citizens have given their service. Now it is time to give back even more. Under the Jamaica Labour Party administration, senior citizens 65 years and older earning $6 million or less, including their pension, will pay absolutely no income tax. The Jamaica Labour Party is doing more for you. On election day, put your X beside the bell.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Jah is my help and my strength, so shall I fear. He's a shield upon my right and my left hand, so shall I be afraid. Jah is my king. Jah is my light and my salvation, so whom shall I fear? He's my guide throughout this creation, so whom shall I be afraid? Jah is my king. Jah is my guide in my resting and my rising.
Morning. Good morning to you out there. If you know that Jah is your keeper, good morning to you. But if you're not so religious, this is not really a gospel song. It's good to be here on a Thursday, on the Thursday, the final Thursday for the penultimate month of the year. Good morning to you. I'm Sandra Roden.
I caught that. A very good morning to all of you. Good morning. Happy Thursday to our YouTubers, our peeps out there in Radioland. This is, of course, Nationwide This Morning, NTM.
Yeah, we were told to tell good morning to Avon Edwards. I heard that you have now bat an additional year to extend your half century. So special good morning to you, Avon Edwards. Listen, somebody in the chat, King, they said I'm a bald-headed man. I dare disagree with you this morning. As you can see, there's a full hair of head on my head. Full hair of head on my head. Yes. There's a full hair of head on my head. So I want you to know. You might think there's something grammatically wrong with that, but you'll get it when you get it. You might think so. If you're a Rasta, you'll understand. If you're not a Rasta, then you understand. You understand? Or you overstand. But whichever one it is, I just want to know that I'm not bald-headed. Right, Tona?
You're not.
Okay, yeah. Good. I just wanted to clear the air right here and right now. Yeah.
Yeah. But just before you get to your what's on my mind, I see at least 5 people so far talking about the Blue Dot polls. Some of you may have missed Cliff's announcement yesterday during Cliff Views Online. It was announced that the Blue Dot polls, that we would reveal that data today, but it has been pushed back to tomorrow. So don't worry. The data, it's coming, so it's not today. So just hold on a little bit longer. The data will be revealed tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it time, Tona?
It is time.
Right. So what's on my mind this morning? A lot is on my mind. But today is the day, August 28, 2025. It's Thursday. It's 6 days before D-Day. Tonight is debate night. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness will put on his boxing gloves and step into the ring once again as leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, candidate for Prime Minister of Jamaica, and of course candidate in his own constituency. As he steps in the ring, not for the first time, I gather it is the third time that he steps into the ring. Some will think it's fourth, but you have to remember there was a year when there were no debates. Mm-hmm. Leader of the opposition, Mark Jefferson Golding, will put on his boxing gloves and step into the ring for the first time as leader of the opposition, president of the People's National Party. Now, this is significant because Mark Golding has been on this stage before, but at that time, at the helm of finance for the opposition, when, if you remember clearly and squarely, he went up against a formidable opponent at the time in Dr. Nigel Clark, who was our then finance minister. We all know how that went. Now, the expectations are high. And these are the moments that sharpen, close to an election, the national conversation around what some people will consider voting for. What are the questions you have? What are the answers you seek? What would you ask the Prime Minister if he was standing in front of you, if he was 2 feet away? What would you ask the leader of the opposition if he was right beside you and you got that opportunity to shake his hand and say, what's happening? What are your plans? That is what we're looking forward to. But for many of the listeners, many of the viewers here on YouTube, it's a bit different. We've realized in the last 2 political debates that persons have gone in different programs and the grading schemes and systems seems to be different, seems to shift, seems to, have many opinions going into it. One person says this side wins, the other says that side's win. But guess what? The best thing in it is that both political parties will declare victory at the end of the night. So if you are a follower of the JLP Jamaica page on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, if you're a follower of the PMP Jamaica page on any of those platforms as well, and you're just a follower of one or the other, you will think that one party won because you didn't see the other graphic. So that's the funniest part of the night. But historically, debates can be turning points. Think back to many of the exchanges. We had debates with Michael Manley and Edward Seaga, fierce ideological debates. At the time, you see, we had debates of more recent memory of Bruce Golding, Portia Simpson Miller, and of course, the Prime Minister had his debates with Dr. Peter Phillips. What are my expectations? My expectations is that both men will have to leave the political fray behind. They will have to look beyond that, and they will have to come as themselves. They'll have to come as two individuals ready to defend policy positions, and in many cases, for this type of debate, themselves. What do I mean? From 2016, Tana, the Prime Minister has been, at that time he was leader of the opposition, he had attacks on his person, his personhood, his resources, what he has or doesn't have, and that was a major part of the campaign against him back in the 2016 elections. He happened to stave off that, and then he became Prime Minister of Jamaica. He will have to answer questions, as the new iteration of that attack is the IC-related matters, statutory declarations, etc. And on the other end, the questions around Mark Golding and his passport, his British passport, and his citizenship, I suspect those things will come up, because the question at the time when that became a national issue, and it's reported on far and wide, was that people are wondering, why did it take so long for you to say, I am going to take that next step to give up my citizenship? So those things will come. Those personal jobs would come. And I said to you, listeners, that a lot of people are going to say, a lot of commentators, a lot of the bright people are going to come on here and say, listen, it's the facts. I don't think they were speaking enough facts, and I'm disappointed. It's a debate. Any debate that you do, you understand that the judges, yes, they listen for some facts, but how much facts can you get out in 90 seconds and 45 seconds? How much facts can you get out? Not that much. So I'll tell you, I think it's 50% style, how they execute. I think it's about 30% facts. And then, of course, I think the rest of it, when you factor it in, comes down to confidence, availability of just your thoughts flowing freely, and ensuring that on that stage, they stamp their class and remind the nation why we should vote for them. So I know you'll be watching. I'll be watching keenly. And I know this will be a very interesting one. One, Tana, that many of us will be looking to hear what the answers are to the questions we've had. I know the questioners will come and will come hard. And that in and of itself creates a space where we wonder, does debates actually get you more votes? Or does debates even lose you any votes? Maybe, maybe not. But my expectation is that this debate will be a real test. There can be no mistakes made by the gentleman this evening. The mic cannot go out this evening. And we've seen mic problems. And I'm talking about two separate instances. One in Parliament. I don't know if you remember that time when the Prime Minister sang in Parliament. And then there's a bank situation of the opposition very recently. Of course, that in and of itself made a whole meme. So those things can happen tonight. So both men have to buckle down, get themselves ready, be in the frame of mind. And it's not just about questions and answers. It's about leadership that we expect to see on display. It's about whether or not Jamaicans feel safe sticking with what you know has been purported by the Jamaica Labour Party and their leader, Dr. Andrew Holness, or trying to change from what exists, which would be leader of the opposition, Mark Golding. In that space, we will see what impact tonight's debate will have on the general elections for September 3, 2025. And that's what's on my mind.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is...
It's 6:49.
JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union offers financial solutions for every stage in your life: savings, auto loans, mortgages, and more. The Temperature by JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is...
It's 27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius out west in Montego Bay, and 22 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Attention registered voters! Remember to collect your renewed voter ID card before the upcoming general election. If you registered to vote in 2016 or after and did not get your new ID card, it may have been automatically renewed. Simply visit your EOJ constituency office to collect your voter ID card. Contact the Electoral Office of Jamaica at 888-991-VOTE or 922-0425-9 for more information.
JPS! Keep it cool, keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we have all the tools. Keep it cool, keep it cool.
Enough ways to see it, you just have to choose. Stay out of the fridge, just use a igloo. Remember your Kisco ice and the juice.
The fan AC combo, yeah, I hit that. AC for a bit, then a fan after that. Keep it cool, keep it cool.
This summer JPS have all the tools.
Keep you cool with JPS. Download the JPS app today.
You can still go through quicker and cheaper with a T-tag under the new toll rate structure. Effective August 23, there will be some changes to the toll rates at the Portmore, Spanish Town, Vineyards, and Maypen toll plazas. But don't worry, with a T-tag, all Class 1 and Class 2 customers will enjoy discounted rates for every single passage. Plus, your 10th weekly trip through the same toll plaza is free. Visit transjamhighways.com for details. Get your T-tag today from any manually operated toll booth on Transjam Highways.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Reliable water where you live. The Jamaica Labour Party is doing more for you. We've improved the water supply for over 350,000 people, bringing reliable water to rural areas. We distributed 13,000 water tanks and cut water waste in major towns. We're not just getting water running, we're getting Jamaica running better than ever. Put your X beside the bell.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
When you hear those horns, you know exactly what time it is. It's time for Street Smart with Ludlow McLean. Good morning to you, Ludlow.
Morning, Sandre.
Quick report from you, Ludlow.
Yes, a quick one. Just to tell you that things are moving along smoothly, depending on where you are. If you're along Michael Manley Boulevard, you see a lot of traffic, but it's moving all the way along into the vicinity of downtown. Same thing along Windward Road, East Queen Street, and downtown Kingston. Moving along all around Parade, so you don't have much of a problem there. It's our first report for the morning until 7:20.
Thank you, Ludlow. It's now time for a word of the day.
Your word of the day is spelled C-A-R-R-A-C-K, spelled C-A-R-R-A-C-K.
Carrot. Carrot. Carrot.
Carrack is your word of the day, a noun, and it means a merchant vessel having various rigs used especially by the Mediterranean countries in the 15th and 16th centuries. Carrack is your word of the day, a merchant vessel having various rigs used especially by Mediterranean countries in the 15th and 16th centuries. And dictionary documents telling us that karak was first recorded between 1350 and 1400 to use it in a sentence. Downstream, highborn captains alike could see the hot green death swirling toward their rafts and carracks and ferries borne on the current of the black water. Do not know if you will have any reason to use the word karak, but that is your word of the day. Up next, your features at the top of the hour, the news.
In Coming of Age, we're continuing to look at how lifestyle non-communicable diseases affects your heart. Today, we are focusing on how hypertension affects your heart. Hypertension, or high blood pressure, relates to the pressure at which the blood flows through the arteries. If this pressure is constantly high, the patient is said to be hypertensive. Left undetected or uncontrolled, high blood pressure can lead to heart attack. This happens because the high blood pressure damages arteries that can become blocked and prevents blood flowing to the heart muscle. Stroke, because high blood pressure can cause blood vessels that supply blood and oxygen to the brain to become blocked or burst. Heart failure, due to increased workload from high blood pressure that causes the heart to enlarge and fails to supply blood to the body. Kidney disease, or failure, as the high blood pressure can damage the arteries around the kidneys and interfere with their ability to filter blood effectively. Vision loss because of the strain put on the eye with damage to the blood vessels in the eyes. Sexual dysfunction. High blood pressure can lead to erectile dysfunction in men and may contribute to lower libido in women. Angina, which happens over time, leading to heart disease including microvascular disease. Angina or chest pain is a common symptom. And peripheral artery disease caused by high blood pressure can lead to narrowed arteries in the legs, arms, stomach, and head, causing pain or fatigue. High blood pressure is usually a chronic condition that gradually causes damage over years. But sometimes blood pressure rises so quickly and severely that it becomes a medical emergency, requiring immediate treatment, often with hospitalization. In these situations, high blood pressure can cause blindness, chest pain complications in pregnancy, preeclampsia or eclampsia, heart attack, memory loss, personality changes, trouble concentrating, irritability, or progressive loss of consciousness, severe damage to the body's main artery, stroke, leading to fluid backup in the lungs, resulting in shortness of breath and sudden loss of kidney function. But you can decrease your risk with the following lifestyle changes: exercising, staying at a healthy weight, and eating healthy foods. Your healthcare provider may order high blood pressure medicines to manage your blood pressure. High blood pressure is a very common condition, but some people don't even know they have it. If you've been told you have high blood pressure, it's very important to take the medicine your provider ordered for you. Keeping your blood pressure well managed is a key factor in preventing heart disease. You have the power to make healthy changes in your life for a healthy heart. That's it for Coming of Age today.
Fearless and fair, Nationwide 90 FM.
I know everyone appreciates them. It beats standing in bank lines when you want to conduct some simple transactions. ATM machines are useful, but we have to be very careful when using them and also be courteous to others. I'm Tana, and it's time for your lifestyle pages. When you approach an ATM that is currently being used, respect the individual's personal space and stand at a countable distance away. Don't look over someone's shoulder as you wait on the person ahead of you to finish their transaction. And don't look at the ATM screen. Before you approach the ATM, have your card in hand. This is especially important on busy days. You don't want to keep others waiting while you dig around your handbag or pockets for your card. Keep the number of transactions to 3 or less. If you have a large number of transactions to conduct, consider going into the bank. Step away from the ATM immediately after you finish your transaction. Don't hang around the machine when there are people standing in line waiting. If you're using an ATM in a location that has a secure kiosk that requires a card to enter, don't let the next person in with your card. The security system is in place for the safety of all the bank's customers. Always take your receipt with you. Someone may see your last transaction and target you. I'm Tana. Catch you next time for Lifestyle Pages.
News on the go. The latest stories from Jamaica and around the world are literally a finger tap away. Keep up to date with Teen Revolution 24 hours a day online via nationwideradiojm.com. Listen live, read the latest stories, hear every soundbite. Be a part of the vibrant online debate via Facebook and Twitter. Now you can get all your favorite premium nationwide content at your convenience. Visit the Android Play Store and download it for free today. NationwideRadioJM.com. All day, every day. Team Revolution.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Jamaica, let's make road safety a priority. Slow down, stay focused. Remember, every life matters. The time brought to you by the JIS is...
News time, 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore, Kingston or Bay. The temperature by National Supply is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 22 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news at 7 today, Thursday, August 28, 2025, CPFSA launches probe into the murder of 2 toddlers in Monigue, St. Anne. The country spent $2.5 billion in imports in the first quarter this year. Government says national identification system is secure. In international news, mass Russian drone and missile attack kills 15 in Ukraine's capital.
News at 7 is brought to you by Hyundai. Modern, premium, affordable vehicles.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency CPFSA says it's probing the circumstances surrounding the murder of 2 toddlers in Monigue, St. Anne. The boys are identified as 3-year-old Shamir Henry and 1-year-old Amir Saunders. They were reportedly killed by a man identified as the father of Amir and the stepfather of Shamir. Laureate Adams Thomas is CEO of the CPFSA.
This gruesome incident is beyond tragic. It's absolutely horrific. We shudder to think of what these innocent children may have endured in their final moments. Our hearts are also with the mother who has suffered the devastating loss of her only 2 children. Our investigations into the matter are ongoing, and while we are unable at this time to confirm whether there was a history of violence in the home, what we do know is that these gruesome acts have left scars not only on the family but on the wider community.
On Wednesday, the bodies of the toddlers were found in a wooded area behind the father's house. The father is said to have been under the influence of narcotics at the time of the murders. Adams Thomas says the agency is preparing to host 2 meetings in the community to help members process their grief.
Incidents such as these can cause deep trauma for residents, especially children who may struggle to make sense of what has happened. As is our practice, the CPFSA will work with community-based partners such as schools, churches, and other government agencies present in the community to support the healing process. These group sessions will help us to assess the extent of grief being experienced by the members of the community, especially the children, and to provide further counseling interventions where needed.
Laureate Adams Thomas, CEO of the CPFSA. The CPFSA is urging persons to report any and all forms of child abuse using the 24-hour child abuse reporting hotline 211. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is calling on Jamaicans to be vigilant in safeguarding the well-being of the nation's children. In a statement on Wednesday, Dr. Holness offered condolences to the grieving family and the community of the two young boys. He says no parent should have to endure such a tragedy. The Prime Minister noted that whenever there are signs that children may be at risk, it's important action is taken to protect them. He says the government remains committed to strengthening systems of support for families and ensuring that agencies are responsive in situations where children may be endangered. And the PNP candidate in Southeast St. Anne, Dr. Kenneth Russell, is expressing sadness at the horrific incident. He says it's a dark day for the community and the country. Russell says the tragedy highlights the urgent need to address mental illness, domestic violence, and unresolved family-related issues in the society. He's urging the community to commit to building stronger networks of care and intervention to protect children. He's also calling on faith-based groups and the civil society actors to create safe spaces for families in distress to seek help. Jamaica Post is seeking to assure the public that it is engaged in active discussions with partners to resolve the suspension of package services to the United States. Public Relations Officer Tanikia Bennett was a guest on Nationwide at 5 on Wednesday.
We empathize with our customers because, Jamaica Post is an entity that is usually the go-to organization, especially for businesses and for persons who are looking to, get value for money, to get access to services that are not normally accessible through other entities. So we do appreciate what this means for the public, and we do sincerely apologize for the inconvenience that it is causing. We do apologize for, the uncertainty that it is creating within the space. We are also very much interested and willing to do whatever is necessary and within the approved parameters to bring our services back on stream.
In a statement on Tuesday, Jamaica Post announced that the final outbound flight carrying parcels and packets, including letters with merchandise, will leave for the U.S. on Thursday, August 28, 2025. As a result, Tuesday, August 26 was the last day for customers to dispatch packages from any Jamaica Post location until further notice. The suspension follows the issuance of an executive order by the U.S. President, which ends duty-free de minimis treatment for all countries effective August 29, 2025. Bennett says the public will be kept informed through Jamaica Post's communication channels.
Persons can visit us online, visit our website at jamaicapost.gov.jm. You can send us your inquiries to info@jamaicapost.gov.jm, and also visit us on social media, where we definitely look forward to hearing from you and to assist you as usual. And also just to remind customers that all our other services remain available, and we continue to operate as normal with all our other services, as well as inbound services have not been disrupted. So persons who are expecting their packages, once Jamaica Post receives them, we will distribute or deliver them as normal.
Tanikia Bennett, Public Relations Officer at Jamaica Post. Total exports continue to fall while imports rose marginally for the period January to April 2025 compared to the corresponding period in 2024. That's according to the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin. Jamaica's import bill for January to April this year amounted to approximately $2.5 billion. By contrast, the country earned just over $614 million from total exports. The value of imports rose marginally by 0.3% when compared compared to about $2.5 billion US in the corresponding period in 2024. Statin noted that this increase was driven primarily by higher spending on raw materials and intermediate goods. This climbed by 6.2%, as well as consumer goods, which went up by 8.1%. Exports fell by 5.75%. This downturn was attributed mainly to a 31% decline in the value of mineral fuel exports. The United States, China, Nigeria, Brazil, and Japan remained Jamaica's 5 leading trading partners over the review period. The government is seeking to assure the country that the integrity and the strength of the cyber backbone of the National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, remains robust and secure. The Office of the Prime Minister issued a statement on Wednesday in response to reports that the system had been compromised. But NIRA says the robust schedule of monitoring and security checks assures them that the integrity of the cyber systems remains secure. It states unequivocally that there has been no evidence of a breach or compromise of the National Identification System. NIRA says the system is built on a foundation of strong multi-layered security, adhering to international best practices for data protection and security. Meanwhile, the Office of the Registrar General, ORG, is informing the public of a recent cyber incident intended to disrupt the availability of systems. The ORG was formerly known as the Registrar General's Department. It says the incident occurred on Sunday, August 24. ORG says its incident response plan was immediately activated by the technical team. This response included containing the threat, launching a digital forensic investigation, notifying the relevant regulatory authorities, and beginning the process of systems and operational recovery. JLP campaign chairman Kamina Johnson-Smith says the purported gains from the PNP's housing proposals are either redundant or of little real-world value to the Jamaican people. Johnson-Smith says the PNP promise to exempt the price of land from the development cost of housing will result in very little reduction in housing costs.
That is just not the case. They're selling you a pipe dream because the impact of the removal, or rather the portion of land as a development price of housing is 3%. 3%. So if you are seeking to buy a $6 million unit, take out a mortgage on a $6 million unit, your monthly saving on your mortgage payment under the PNP plan is going to be $581.70. Exactly, maybe 2 patties.
She was addressing a media briefing on Wednesday. The PNP has announced a raft of measures geared towards making housing more accessible to Jamaicans, particularly those described as youngsters. This includes a $500,000 grant for Jamaicans under the age of 35 buying their first home. However, she says the PNP's proposals ignore the key problem in Jamaica of housing availability.
So I'm trying to tell you that they are not changing the game. The $500,000 grant is a non-issue because the NHG schemes are 100% financed. This removing the land cost so you don't have to pay and it's going to become a part of it, it's a non-issue. It's $500, $600 per month that you're going to save. It's not improving access. As Prime Minister keeps repeating, the issue in Jamaica is the amount of housing. We have to build more housing, and that's the problem. And that's why we have been building more housing. Our record is that we have, in our last term, produced 75% more housing starts than the PNP in their last term.
Kamina Johnson-Smith, the JLP's campaign chairman. The school buses to be used in the government's rural school bus program have been blessed ahead of the September 8 launch. Mahiri Stewart was at a blessing ceremony for the buses at the Office of the Prime Minister on Wednesday.
The first phase of the rural school bus program will be launched on Monday, September 8, using 60 buses. A portion of the buses in that fleet received blessings from members of the Jamaica Council of Churches, JCC, on the lawns of the Office of the Prime Minister on Wednesday. The ceremony was officiated by JCC President Bishop Christine Gooden-Bengucci. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz, who sprinkled white rum on the buses during the ceremony, stated that the blessings are necessary given the negativity surrounding the program.
I won't get into the politics because we are here to bless the buses. But blessing the buses is a standard procedure for any initiative like this. But I do believe that they need a little extra blessing to wash away all the negativity that has come as a result of the introduction of this game-changing initiative.
The minister pointed out that all the rural school buses have now been retrofitted to conform with Jamaica's road code, especially on the placement of doors.
We have tested all 122 routes and retrofitted for Jamaica's safety needs. Doors moved to the left side from the right side, and of course, all brand new tires replaced and full servicing completed. They are equipped with GPS tracking accessible to parents, speed limiters, onboard surveillance cameras, geofencing, and a cashless payment system. This means that for the first time, parents will be able to monitor their children's movement to and from school, providing peace of mind and an extra layer of security.
Mr. Vaz ended his address at the gathering by praying for the safety of the students who will use the bus and their families.
As we dedicate these buses today, let us also dedicate ourselves to protecting Jamaica's children. With God's blessings and our collective commitment, these buses will carry not just students, but the future of Jamaica. May the National Rural School Bus Program be blessed with success. May the families who depend on it be blessed with peace of mind, and may Jamaica, land we love, be forever blessed.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Minister Vaz says over 100 drivers are being trained in multiple areas as the September 8th launch date approaches.
Over 120 drivers are currently being trained island-wide, supported by dispatchers, coordinators, and maintenance teams. Their training goes beyond driving. It covers child supervision, emergency response, and the laws that protect our students. Regional support hubs are being established. Daily sanitation and maintenance routines are built into operations, and a dedicated rural school bus division within the JUTC are also in place to oversee and ensure reliable service.
Daryl Vaz, Minister of Transport. One of the driver instructors, Carlton Gray, spoke with our news center following the ceremony.
There are some facilities for, we have special needs, so ramp operation. But in addition to that, we have training in terms of dealing with the kids. There's to be no interaction other than what is appropriate. And they have gone through a 5 weeks intensive course, but mainly in driving. The training was conducted on the roads. Because a lot of these roads that they traverse are narrow and winding, uphill, downhill, sharp corners and all of that. So you have to get familiar with it in terms of the size of the buses.
Carlton Gray, rural school bus driving instructor, speaking with Nationwide News. Overseas news now. Russia bombarded the Ukrainian capital with drones and missiles early on Thursday, including a rare strike in the city center. Ukraine's Air Force says there were just under 600 drone strikes and decoys and 31 missiles of different types. The assault killed at least 15 people and wounded about 50. Among the dead were 4 children aged between 2 and 17. It was the first major Russian attack on Kyiv in weeks as US-led peace efforts to end the 3-year war struggles to gain traction. That's the news.
News at 7 was brought to you by Hyundai. Modern, premium, affordable vehicles.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:17.
Rent or buy your hurricane supplies from Total Tools. Visit 102 Main Street, Oterius, 34 Slipe Road, Kingston 5, or Lot C6, Drax Hall, St. Anne's Bay. The temperature brought to you by Total Tools Jamaica is
27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 23 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Hello, this is Daryl Vaz. Jamaica's next energy contract cannot be the same as a bad 20-year-old deal negotiated by the PNP in 2001 and 2016. This minister and the Jamaica Labour Party administration now has the first opportunity available for us to renegotiate a reduction in your bills, and we will get it done. Do not allow the same PNP politicians to again negotiate on your behalf. On September 3rd, put your X beside the bell and choose Jamaica. Vote for the Jamaica Labour Party.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
If a hurricane mash up your house tomorrow, would your insurance fully cover it? Many Jamaicans are underinsured and don't even know it. One hurricane, and they could be paying millions out of pocket. BCIC's free property valuation tool is here to help everyone update their home's rebuilding cost. Plus, when you update your sum insured with BCIC, you'll get $5 million in free contents insurance and up to 12 months to pay. Visit bciconline.com.
Experience the joy of buying a brand new Hyundai without breaking the bank. Yes, buying a brand new car should never leave you broke. From stylish designs and safety features to comfortable driving and reliability, Hyundai is the choice. Hyundai vehicles come standard with 2 years free service and 5 years warranty and roadside assistance for your peace of mind. Drive 2 years without service cost and 5 years without fear of being stranded. Hyundai. Conditions apply.
Want to reduce your high electricity bills? Then Peak Energy has the solution for you. From grid tie to hybrid solar inverters with full lithium-ion battery pack. Installation and maintenance packages available. Visit us at Shop 1, 3 Mosquito Valley Road, Red Hill, St. Andrew. Call 876-279-8820 or 944-0668. Or email us at peakenergysolutionsja@gmail.com. Peak Energy for everything solar.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Our senior citizens have given their service. Now it is time to give back even more. Under the Jamaica Labour Party administration, senior citizens 65 years and older earning $6 million or less, including their pension, will pay absolutely no income tax. The Jamaica Labour Party is doing more for you. On election day, put your X beside the bell.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Time now for Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean. Morning, Ludlow.
Morning, George, and the listeners again, the motoring public, our visitors. Some are leaving the island now, just about leaving. And believe me, some of them are enthusiastic, George, about the election. The ones, I can tell some Europeans from Italy. They're from Italy, right? Italians will say, "Oh, who is going to win?" And they're excited, but they have left the island now. But in the meantime, the things are moving along smoothly. It's, by the way, if you're in that 8 mile Copacabana area coming towards 7 miles, it's smooth sailing. But when you get to the roundabout by Don Corridor, to get to that roundabout to get to Sir Flores and Glasgow Highway, it's also moving, but there are a lot more traffic, especially westbound, heading to, the Michael Manley Boulevard. Now, heading to the airport, not a problem. It's smooth sailing, even going as far as Port Royal, no problems in that direction. You should also, I hope you observe that they're installing street lights along Sir Flores and Glasgow. It is noticeable. That is why it's a lot of work is taking place there. So in a short while, I guess it will be properly lit at night. So Michael Manley Boulevard, going to Port Royal Street, it's still smooth sailing. Going up South Camp Road, no problem. Coming out of Miriam Road, onto Camp Road, going further towards Summercombe, the traffic is good. I suspect, I tell you, the traffic really is from the westbound side, heading to the east. And that is why you got traffic along the Spanish Stone Road from 6 miles and along Washington Boulevard. And coming up from the Meadowbrook side, heading down towards Eastwood Park Road and going across the Constantine Road. Well, Constantine Road was busy earlier this morning. All lanes are busy heading towards Arbitrary Square. So that is the area that is quite active at this point in time. As usual, at Street Smart, your safety is our concern. It's over to you, George.
Thank you, Ludlow. Ludlow there with Street Smarts 2. Up next, front page. Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
We're back with you. It's Nationwide this morning. We're on the front page. On the front page, of course, you know it's election season. We are in that space where we're looking at our race to 32.
This is the Race to 32, the battle for Jamaica House and the issues that matter. Your voice, your vote.
If returned to office, the Jamaica Labour Party says it will establish a new road authority to manage the country's 27,000 mapped roads. The body will be tasked with setting and enforcing construction and maintenance standards for all categories of roads. The manifesto also outlines the launch of Spark 2 to upgrade community roads, a national sidewalk and pedestrian crossing program to improve accessibility for persons with disabilities, and the replacement of 48 rural bridges through a partnership with the UK.
Other planned projects include major road expansions, gully rehabilitation, and new bypasses designed to reduce congestion, improve safety, and strengthen connectivity. For more on the JLP's infrastructure proposals in its 2025 manifesto, we're being joined by Works Minister Robert Morgan. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, guys, and good morning to your listeners as well.
Good having you on, Minister. So we're going to start with this new road authority. How will this new road authority, Minister, ensure accountability and consistency across all these 27,000 roads as have been mapped?
27,000 kilometers of road.
Kilometers of road, yes, correct.
So let us identify the problem. The problem is that we initially did not know how many roads Jamaica had, or how long our road network was. So, for example, in the constituency of North Trelawny, they have over 700 kilometers of road, which is the largest road density, highest road density in Jamaica, which means that we have to ask the question, have we been allocating sufficient resources to North Trelawny to deal with that? So the reason why the road authority is important is that it is going to give us the ability to manage these roads. In the initial stage, it's more going to be regulatory, setting standards, ensuring standards are managed, and so on. So what we found out when we did our assessments of roads is that you had several categories of roads. You had the NWA roads, you had the parish council roads, you had the agriculture roads, but then you had orphan roads, roads like, for example, a developer built a housing scheme and put roads in it but didn't hand them over to the various agency, whatever, parish council or whoever, to manage them. So these people in these communities, their roads will never be repaired because there's nobody who is responsible. When they come to the parish council is going to say, but these roads are not gazetted, so they're not our responsibility. So the road authority will ensure that over time we end that sort of situation where every single road, whether it's a RADA road, a parish council road, a private road, has a particular standard and so on. It will also ensure that as a part of the whole ecosystem, that the roads are repaired over a period of time. So by identifying the roads, you can now say the road exists, right? And then you can also do a development plan for the road. So in a future budget, you know that for example, Spark Roads last 10 years. So, within 10 years, you're going to have to repair all your spark roads again or resurface all your spark roads again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the authority will be doing. We've been in consultation with the World Bank. We've been in consultation with other stakeholders. There is this fear by some that the central government is coming to take away all the parish council roads and take away all the RADA roads. That is not the plan in the initial stage. The initial stage is to set standards and regulate the roads, because that's something that is missing and is very well needed right now. What type of asphalt are you using?
Mm-hmm.
What is the quality of the drainage that you're putting on the road? What is the depth of the asphalt? What is the type of aggregate that you're using? And we've learned so many lessons over the last several years in road construction about what are some of the reasons why a lot of the roads that we've built over the last 60-odd years in Jamaica have failed and have not lasted very long. So you need a regulatory authority to ensure that the standards are maintained.
We're almost up on time, Minister, but I want to ask you quickly, will there be new staffing for this authority, noting the amount of responsibility that will now come under this authority alone?
Right. Is this a build-out of the National Works Agency? Is this a brand new authority? How will this be done practically?
And it will take over some of the functions of the National Works Agency. So one of the things in governance that we're learning or we have learned is that you cannot be accountable to yourself in government. So, for example, the NWA should not oversee itself. The NWA is both a regulator in the current state and an implementer.
Mm-hmm.
So we're implementing projects, we're overseeing projects, we're also validating projects. That is not something that is good governance. It's something that we have evolved because of necessity. It has moved from the Public Works Department to the National Works Agency. Now we're doing the natural evolution to take away some of those functions, place it in an entity that's going to have competent staff. So, of course, we're probably going to have to hire some more people. We're probably going to have to change legislation to give it enhanced powers to enforce this regulation, not just on the NWA, but also any entity, anyone in Jamaica. So, for example, emanations from, we fixed Balmoral Avenue and there's a facility there that is releasing dirty water on the road. And the NWA doesn't really have the power to cause that individual to fix back the road. And that's something that we have to think about. We got complaints from your program about we just fix it and the road mash up again.
Yes.
And the public is very frustrated about that. So we want to give our regulator the power to say, listen, all those cement trucks that are destroying Red Hills Road, even though the police can find them, we must enhance the legislation to ensure that it is no question. Once you destroy the road, you have to fix it, and there's a serious penalty related to it.
We're speaking with the Works Minister, Robert Morgan. Going to take a break and come back with more here on NTM.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:31.
The following is a paid announcement by G2K.
After 8 years of no new taxes under the Jamaica Labour Party administration, this is the PNP's Damian Crawford proposing an increase in GCT.
1% increase in GCT will give us $25 billion. Education has never been free.
This is the PNP's Dayton Campbell and Mark Golding proposing an increase in GCT on food imports, which economists say will drive up food prices in Jamaica.
Now is the time that we must put a little thing on the imported food into the country.
And we put some of the income taxes, some of the taxes on the imports of food, rather.
Prices would go up as we already import most of our inflation from food and fuel.
We cannot trust the PNP. The PNP is the party of new taxes. On election day, put your X beside the bell. Vote for the Jamaica Labour Party.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by G2K.
Looking for a jam or preserve to fill your sweet cravings, but worried about calories or high sugar content? Well, look no further. Try Smucker's sugar-free fruit jams and preserves with so many tasty flavors to choose from. Grape jam, strawberry, red raspberry, blueberry preserves, and orange marmalade. With a name like Smucker's, it must be good. Find them at retail outlets island-wide. Distributed by Chassis Ramson.
Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. Burger King, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Cheese and peas, man I like. I got my set when I taste the new cheesy fries. Just 5 bills with creamy cheese sauce. Or load it up your way, you are the boss. Everybody sing this part. Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas.
Get the new cheesy fries, limited time only at Burger King. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice in the electrical business.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Hello, this is Darrell Vaz. Jamaica's next energy contract cannot be the same as a bad 20-year-old deal negotiated by the PNP in 2001 and 2016. This minister and the Jamaica Labour Party administration now has the first opportunity available for us to renegotiate a reduction in your bills, and we will get it done. Do not allow the same PNP politicians to again negotiate on your behalf. On September 3rd, put your X beside the bell and choose Jamaica. Vote for the Jamaica Labour Party.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, having a conversation with the Works Minister, Robert Morgan, about the infrastructure proposals in the JLP's manifesto. One of those proposals, Minister, is the new National Sidewalk and Pedestrian Crossing Upgrade Program. So in the manifesto, the 100 highlights on page 24, it says we will implement a new national sidewalk and a pedestrian crossing program to make them user-friendly for persons with disabilities. This will work in conjunction with the intention to also make pavements and road crossings safer for all pedestrians, including children and elderly. A constant topic that persons with disabilities talk about, and even persons without disabilities have always spoken about our sidewalks and the condition some of our sidewalks are in. If you could talk to us some more about this proposal in the manifesto. Have we lost a minute?
When I was in the Senate, we were criticized by the senator, visually impaired Senator Floyd Morris, for the work that we're doing in Barbican. And at the time, I was at the office of the Prime Minister as Parliamentary Secretary, and I went to Barbican and I spoke to Mr. E.G. Hunter, because there were not any wheelchair ramps on the sidewalks in Barbican for the new road that we're building. And I worked with him and the Prime Minister to cause wheelchair ramps. And I took it on personally to be a champion for accessibility in our infrastructure. And by some miracle, I became Minister of Works. And now it's something that I'm very passionate about. So Barbican now has proper sidewalks for wheelchair access. Grange Lane, which we just finished, now has a tactile response system for the visually impaired. So if you're walking on Grange Lane and you're using your stick, you can feel that the difference on the road when you're, let's say, at a pedestrian crossing. And that is something that we're doing for every single road that can accommodate it as we upgrade our roads. You would have seen what we have done in Barbican in terms of fixing the center of the square, painting the medians, because it looked really horrible with the graffiti. We have painted it You've seen that we've fixed a lot of the railings in Half-a-Tree. And this is part of a national program where we're going to be focusing on 10 towns. The next town that we're going to be fixing the sidewalks, we're going to be fixing whatever the road surface looks like, and we're going to be fixing the disabled access is Ocho Rios. And as time goes by, you're going to see us roll out across the island where we're improving the usability of the road for pedestrians, improving the pedestrian crossing infrastructure across the island. The purpose of this is to make the roads safer for persons who walk, primarily. The roads are not really safe for persons who walk. For example, if you're walking on Constance Spring Road or you're using a wheelchair on Constance Spring Road, you will have to come off the sidewalk and push your wheelchair in the road because there's a light post in the road. Mm-hmm. And it is a part of development why that has happened. The light post was probably there before the sidewalk because the roads were not as wide. But we're going to have to work over the next several years to try and make the sidewalks more friendly for pedestrians and persons with disabilities. So that's a big thing that I have personally taken on to build out sidewalks and pedestrian crossings and upgrade town centers so that they look better and they are more user-friendly.
Minister, I want to go into a loaded question for you. So in the manifesto, there is Spark 2. But when I drive on the roads, and I know my listeners, when they drive on the roads, they're seeing a lot of roads being fixed, not just in Kingston, but across the island. So first part of my question, Minister, is when will Spark 1 be completed? What's the timeline that you have? And what will it look like for Spark 2 based on the roads that would have been fixed under Spark 1?
So we have about 630 roads that need to be repaired, community roads. Mm-hmm. Spark 1 is going to fix about 60% of those roads. Spark 2 is going to fix the other 40% plus some more. Because during the consultations, while we chose 10 roads, some consultations had 20 roads that were of priority to the residents. So Spark 2 is going to fix what is left when the budget is finished for Spark 1 and add some more to it, right? Spark 1 is at the community road stage. In the next financial year, which is March coming, it's going to go to the main road stage. We have about 67 main roads that we're going to be repairing. And a lot of these roads are border roads in various communities. And some of them are roads that no MP wants to fix. And the government has a responsibility to ensure that these roads are fixed. So main roads are about 63. So that will finish Spark will finish in probably another 18 months. We're already about 100 roads under the community road program, where 100 roads have started, and we still have a little bit more to go. So that's basically the explanation.
And in relation now, Minister, to 48, the comprehensive gully rehabilitation, is this a proposal that will see gullies not just in the corporate area fixed? Talk to us about what that rehabilitation program will look like.
So there are three levels to it. The main one is the Sandy Gully and its tributaries. So we would have received resources in the budget to do studies, but it's going to be a capital project based on the size of it.
Yes.
To finally do the last major repairs of the Sandy Gully was done under Bruce Golding in 2011, where we spent $700 million on it. But this time we're going to be spending much more. And it's not just the Sandy Gully, but remember the Sandy Gully also has tributaries. It's like a river. It has different streams that connect to it. There are several sections of the gully that have been compromised. While the gully still maintains its general usefulness and function, we have to constantly be ensuring that the gully is maintained, as it is the main drain in the corporate area. It is what prevents the city from flooding, and even if there is flooding, it is temporary. There's also the North Gully in Montego Bay that also needs significant repairs. And that's something that we're working on. We're at the design phase in those things. We have the resources to do it. We have announced it. The other part of the program is gullies generally. So you have a significant gully situation in Portmore. where a lot of the gullies there are earthen gullies. It may not be practical to change them from earth to concrete, but it is also important that these gullies have a significant repair program, reinforcing them, cleaning them, and so on. And then there are other minor gullies across the island, and drains across the island. For example, we need to do some serious drain work on Johns Road, which has now become flood prone. There's a significant amount of development taking place along Johns Road. And there's also a need to do significant drain work in Spanish Town. We did do a national drain study, and we have pulled out several sections of the island to do a particular study in those areas. I announced that at the Chamber of Commerce in Spanish Town that we're going to pull out Spanish Town and focus on it over the next 5 years to ensure that we can improve the drainage on Johns Road and in Spanish Town proper. So that's just an idea generally. I want to say this. The government is on a 10-year infrastructure development program, an intense tenure. I mean, we started in 2016, but since 2020, when we realized that the piecemeal approach where you just fix a road here and you fix a road here, that's not going to work. We need an intense. So if you notice, every single year, the budget for infrastructure, separate from, let's say, the South Coast Area Improvement Project or separate from the Perimeter Road, the budget for recurrent expenditure in terms of road repair, in terms of building out drains in communities has increased significantly to the point where we are now at about $8 billion per year. When we started out in 2016, the recurrent expenditure on roads and drains and bridges and all of those recurrent things for NWA was $500 million. And what that says to you is that we have made a significant shift. And we think that it is going to take us at least another 5 to 10 years to become more modernized or reasonably modernized in terms of our road infrastructure and so on. People of Kingston will realize that now you have to be searching very hard to find a pothole. That's the first phase. The first phase is drivability, giving the people the opportunity to drive. I learned a lot of lessons when I just became minister under burials. I realized that a big part of the problem was that we were taking too long to repair what was to be repaired. And what happens is when a disaster happens and what is to be repaired is there, plus new things to be repaired, you end up in a crisis. Yes, we had rains for 6 months, but I think that a proactive approach where people in Kingston and other areas should not have to worry that, boy, this pothole is going to be here for another year. If you notice what I have been doing under the leadership of the Prime Minister, road work has been constant every single month, not because an election is coming. Because it is needed. You've seen the work taking place in the communities. You've seen the roads being repaired, roads that have not been repaired for 30 years. Because my philosophy and the Prime Minister's philosophy is, listen, the roads are arteries to the heart of Jamaica. And if the arteries are in a bad condition, then the heart is in a bad condition. And the heart is the center where the production takes place to pump resources to other sections of the island.
I have a final one for you quickly, Minister. You dub yourself as the country MP, and this one I think must be important to you as well, the Innovative Accelerated Rural Bridge Development Project that affects a lot of rural communities. What do you say we should expect as timelines for this project?
Well, the project is going to start early next year, probably January. We have to go through the accountability process, the PIMS process, the PIAB process, and so on. We have already engaged Lagan and Accra, which are UK companies who are managing the project. We have already identified the initial 40-yard bridges plus some emergency bridges as well. So we know the bridges that we're going to be repaired. I did speak about it in my presentation. We will be seeking to expand the program after this initial program is finished. So those who have not heard their bridge can be rest assured that there will be more bridges. It is the largest bridge building program that we have ever undertaken in modern Jamaica. We have never, within a short space of time, rebuilt 50 bridges. The bridges will be built in England. They'll be shipped here, disassembled. We have a local contractor who is being engaged by Lagan and Accra to do the local infrastructure work And then when the bridge comes, it moves from the port, it goes to the site, and it is installed. It's a very transparent program.
Yeah.
It's a very, as you notice, a lot of the things that we're doing at the National Works Agency is very transparent. We're very clear. We're very open. And the bridge program is just one piece of the general infrastructure thrust. I want to say this before you run me off the program. The Prime Minister and I have repaired and built more roads in the last several years than any other government minister or government in the history of Jamaica. And we want to break our record. Part of the reason why we're so passionate about the third term is that we know where we're coming from. We know what we inherited. We know how the sufferation was on the road. We know the potholes. We have never had a program in Jamaica that is focused exclusively in building out community roads and actually go to the people in the community and say, which road do you think is your priority? Which is the Spark program. And when they said it, we did the work to ensure that within less than a year of them telling us the road that they want, they see their roads being repaired. That has never happened before, right? And we want to continue that work. And I am very passionate about it because as a country MP, you've seen the challenges I have had. I remember they planted a banana in front of my office in the big pothole on Trafalgar Island and put it up on a big social media thing, and it went viral. And I felt embarrassed about it, and it reinvigorated me to say, listen, this road have a fix, and all of the road them across Jamaica, where they're planting bananas, and I see people back in the day used to have tea party beside the pothole. You're going to have to fight hard to find potholes under our regime in the Ministry of Works going forward, right? And that is the vision. The vision is no potholes, proper drains, excellent modern infrastructure.
Works Minister Robert Morgan talking to us this morning about the JLP's infrastructure proposals.
But Tana, can I say something to you before you run me off?
Quickly, yes, go ahead.
This is really at risk, because if we are going to be taking $79 billion out of the budget, you're either going to have to cut something, borrow something, or tax something. What are you going to tax? What are you going to cut, or what are you going to borrow? Are you going to cut the Spark program? Are you going to cut the recurrent expenditure on the roads? Are you going to increase taxes? And those taxes are not going to go to infrastructure. They're going to go to the $79 billion or $78 billion that you're planning to implement your 3.5 in March next year. What it means is that there is no money in the budget to accommodate $79 billion. You're going to have to cut something. You're going to have to borrow something, or you're going to have to tax something. And that is the risk we face when we have reckless proposals by the opposition. It is going to lead to disaster. The roads are not going to be repaired. The bridges may not be repaired. And the people of Jamaica will suffer. That's my last comment.
And we have to leave it there. Works Minister Robert Morgan. Going to take a break and come back with more on Nationwide this morning.
Birdshack Fried Chicken Summer Vibes promotion. Spend $1,000 or more at any store this August and win weekly prizes of JBL speakers or earbuds, plus a grand prize of a 50-inch smart TV. Birdshack Fried Chicken.
The time brought to you by Birdshack Fried Chicken is...
It's 7:51.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is...
28 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius out west in Montego Bay, 23 degrees Celsius in the cool hills of Mandeville.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
On election day, put your X beside the bell and vote for a reduction in income tax to a base rate of 15%, an affordable and safe rural school bus system which will be free from September to October. Vote for a JUTC system which is more accessible and will be free for students for the first 2 months of the school year. Vote for senior citizens who earn $6 million or less, paying no income tax on their earnings or pension. Put your X beside the bell and vote for the Jamaica Labour Party, which has been tough on crime and will continue the over 40% reduction in murders.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Paying bills just got easier
With Evolve Bill Pay, the new bill payment service by Supreme Ventures, you can settle your light, water, telephone, and internet bills at over 180 Supreme Ventures locations island-wide, right where you live and shop. Pay, play, and go with Evolve Bill Pay. Evolve Bill Pay. Fast, easy, right round the corner.
You can still go through quicker and cheaper with a T-tag under the new toll rate structure. Effective August 23, there will be some changes to the toll rates at the Portmore, Spanish Town, Vineyards, and Maypen toll plazas. But don't worry, with a T-tag, all Class 1 and Class 2 customers will enjoy discounted rates for every single passage. Plus, your 10th weekly trip through the same toll plaza is free. Visit transjamhighways.com for details. Get your T-tag today from any manually operated toll booth on Transjam Highways.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
So we say vote for Labour. Vote for Labour. To Jamaica. And we say vote for Labour.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
This is the Race to 32, the battle for Jamaica House and the issues that matter. Your voice, your vote.
This week, inside the ballot box, we continue to explore the track record of third-party candidates in Jamaica's general elections, highlighting key figures who have pushed for constitutional and political reform.
I believe that this political culture we have developed with a winner-take-all and the one-upmanship has allowed us to get trapped in a mindset.
Do we call that real democracy? Do we call that real government? So we need a real reform of our constitution in which that old order must go.
Our involvement in this election to come, I strongly believe that we have a very good chance.
As it is, as we're recording this program on Sunday, August 24, we're getting news today from the Jamaica First Party. And what does it say? The Jamaica First Movement, JFM, and the Jamaica Progressive Party announced, quote, the mutual dissolution of their political alliance, meaning them fall out already. That's what that means. And here's a critical sentence in the news release coming from the Jamaica First Movement. This decision follows a series of recent respectful and candid discussions between both parties. Now, candid, the use of that word candid, is a diplomatic phrase which means they were brutally honest with each other and there were tensions in the room, if not verbal cacophonies, and they decided to part company. Yeah, that's how bad it got in that room. While we entered, they say, this partnership with shared hopes for national transformation, we have come to recognize that our foundational principles, particularly regarding the structure and vision for a government of national unity, were not as fully aligned as we initially understood. And they say their candid discussions reveal substantive differences that were not apparent at the outset. So here you are, on a day like today, we're talking about minor parties, and Unity Alliance, Jamaica Unity Alliance, has fallen apart because ideologically, conceptually, policy-wise, they are not together on the message.
And before we wrap up inside the ballot box today, How might directly electing an executive president separate from the MP ballot change voters' engagement and the balance of power in Jamaica?
The pluses and minuses of the Westminster parliamentary system of democracy versus the more American US-led executive presidency. You need a whole program to do that one. Now, let me begin with voters' engagement. Already, Jamaican voters, despite having in practice and in theory a parliamentary system where you vote for an MP through the candidate of the parties contesting the elections. Yeah? So you are theoretically, right, really voting and practically for the MP to represent you in the parliament. But that system has frankly been bastardized, you may say, where MPs, when they get elected and go to the parliament, they don't really focus on the interest of their constituents. What do? They fall in line to the thinking of the party, and in particular, the Prime Minister and his cabinet, who are the ones who really make policy. They are the ones who determine whether they're going to build more hospitals, fix more roads, build more schools. They are the ones who really direct policy. And the MPs, those who are not lucky enough to get into the cabinet, they have to go sit on the backbench. They don't have much of a role in shaping policy. And this is one of the weaknesses of the Westminster parliamentary system. At the same time, some will argue that the MP is there to defend the interest of their constituents. But how many do? Because, frankly, they don't want to buck the party leader and Prime Minister. They want to play team. And many times they may be upset with a direction, but they don't want to upset the team and hear that they are the cause of disunity and problems. And therefore, an executive presidency, on the other hand, will have a situation where the Prime Minister may now become the executive president, but without members of parliament. Yeah? He may have members of parliament on his side, coming from his party, but he's free to choose members of his cabinet from outside of his party. So he can say, listen, John Brown is not a member of my party, but I think he's the best suited, best qualified to be the Minister of Finance, and I'm going to go for him. Yeah? And that has some advantage. What it also means in terms of your question about voter engagement, it means that the voters can directly, as we do now, because we do a fair bit of that, a lot of that. When we are voting in a general elections come September 3, people are having it at the front of their minds, I'm voting for Andrew or Mark as Prime Minister. But they do not get the opportunity to vote and put an X beside Mark or Andrew's name. But the point is, that is what is influencing a lot of voters. We've been hearing it more and more now as we run up to September 3. People are saying they're not happy with several of the 49 JLP members of parliament. They're not happy with them, but they're satisfied with the performance of the government and Andrew Holness. So some are saying, okay, I'm not voting for the MP, I'm going to shut my eye. I'm not voting for the MP, I'm voting for Andrew and the government. Is it time we make some changes? Well, I'll tell you this. When Bruce Golding went and formed the National Democratic Movement in the mid-1990s, that was a kernel of his advocacy for supporting the National Democratic Movement. And we had a huge debate for a long time in the country over whether we should stick with the Westminster British parliamentary system or go to the US executive style of presidency. And that didn't take off. Golding didn't win a seat. Yeah? And the NDM has since died a slow, natural death.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
The Time brought to you by KIG's Subaru Summer Clearance Sale, starting at only $6.62 million is
3 minutes after 8.
Success, powered by learning. The Temperature brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is
28 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 27 out west in Montego Bay, and in Mandeville, 23 degrees Celsius.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
In across Jamaica this Thursday morning, the fraud squad has listed an elderly woman who worked as a bearer as a person of interest. She is a 73-year-old Jacqueline Hamilton, who is believed to have several addresses. These include Havendale Drive in Kingston 19, Farrington Heights and Ridgeway Terrace in Jackshill, Kingston 8, and Maffey Drive, Unity Hall, Montego Bay, St. James. Detectives from the fraud squad believe Miss Hamilton can assist them with ongoing investigations into a series of events that occurred while she was employed as a bearer. Jacqueline Hamilton, or anyone knowing her whereabouts, is asked to contact the Fraud Squad Division at 876-967-1389, the 119 police emergency number, or the nearest police station. A 28-year-old taxi operator of Whitehall District, St. Thomas, has been charged with raping a teenager in a March 11 incident in the parish. He is Norrell McClune, otherwise called Zai or Hawkeye. The Morant Bay Police report that at the date, that's March 11, McClune picked up the teen in Hillside District as she was making her way home. He reportedly turned off into a wooded area where he allegedly sexually assaulted her. A report was made to the police and an investigation ensued. McClune was arrested and subsequently charged on Tuesday, August 26. His court date is being finalized. Lawmen assigned to the Hanover Policing Division have arrested and charged 24-year-old Jermaine McNeil, otherwise known as Jay, of Craw District in the parish with sexual intercourse with a person under 16. McNeil is alleged to have escorted a teenage girl from school to Half Moon Beach in Green Island on Tuesday, June 24. The Green Island police say McNeil is known to the teen. It is alleged that they had a consensual intercourse in McNeil's car, after which he took her home. Having reached home later than usual, the teen was questioned by a relative and later confessed to the incident. A report was made to the police and an investigation ensued. McNeil was arrested on Monday, August 20, after being positively identified on Wednesday, August 25. That's McNeil was arrested on Monday, August 20, after being positively identified on Wednesday, August 25. He was subsequently charged. His court date is being finalized. And that's it for Across Jamaica for this Thursday morning. I'm Tawna Thomas.
GPS. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we have all the tools. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Enough ways to save, you just have to choose. Stay out of the fridge, just use a igloo. Remember your Kisco ice and the juice. The fan AC combo, yeah, I hit that. AC for a bit, then a fan after that. Keep it cool, keep it cool. This summer JPS have all the tools. Keep you cool with JPS. Download the JPS app today.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Hello, this is Darrell Vaz. Jamaica's next energy contract cannot be the same as a bad 20-year-old deal negotiated by the PNP in 2001 and 2016. This minister and the Jamaica Labour Party administration now has the first opportunity available for us to renegotiate a reduction in your bills, and we will get it done. Do not allow the same PNP politicians to again negotiate on your behalf. On September 3rd, put your X beside the bell and choose Jamaica. Vote for the Jamaica Labour Party.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
The following hurricane tip is brought to you by Domus Windows and Doors. Have a ground assessment done for the property. When this is done, the soil type that your property is built on is determined, and you would then know how susceptible your home would be to ground movements and if landslides are a possibility. The preceding hurricane tip was brought to you by Domus Windows and Doors. Telephone 876-619-1223.
Building Blocks is brought to you by the Contractor Center, providing solutions to everyday challenges.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. It's now time for one of my favorite segments, Building Blocks, your bi-weekly segment, the show that lays the foundation for understanding the latest trends and materials in construction and design. Today, we're diving into a product that's been making waves in the construction and home improvement space. It's called the Acritech 5430. I'm being joined, of course, by CEO of the Contractor Center, Andre Hutchinson. Andre, good morning.
Good morning, Tana. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Life and well, highly favored and very blessed.
As usual, Andre, I have to find out if I'm getting the pronunciation of the product right.
Absolutely.
So is it the Acritech 5430? That's how you guys say it over there at the Contractor Center?
That's how we say it all over the world.
All right, perfect. So for my listeners who may not be familiar with it, what exactly is Acritech 5430?
All right. So on previous weeks, we have discussed Acritech 5440, which is our sports court, which is and then on other weeks we have discussed 5410, which is our water base. But this is actually my favorite one in the bunch, 5430. It's a single component solvent base sealer. And we use it in so many different places, whether it be indoor, outdoor, classrooms, on top of stamped concrete. It is really the most versatile sealer that we have. And I was remiss that we have never spoken about it in the time we've been doing this segment.
Give me some more details about it, the practicality. How am I using it? Talk to us about the application.
All right. So the 5430 is best utilized in home use. So if you want to do your home, if you want to do your patios, if you want to do your porch, if you want to do your driveway, if you want to do your sidewalks, if you want to do a warehouse, it's so versatile. And it's single component, so it comes in its own tin. And you can add a dilutant or a thinner to it, because it's very thick. So you can, add a little dilutant, maybe 10%, to reduce it just a little bit, so it can make it easier to work with. And it's just very versatile. It sticks amazing to the concrete. It can take a little rough up. It can take some tire marks. It can take some scratching. It can, it's a very tough product.
So how do I apply it? Once I've done what you just said about adding a little dilutant to it, what do I use to apply it?
There are a number of different ways. So typically we like to roll it on, right, which is the most traditional way in Jamaica. But one of the better ways to put on is like to use like a airless sprayer, right? So it doesn't have to necessarily be one of those industrial sized ones.
Mm-hmm.
You could take one of those handheld ones, you mix it, you put it in, and then you spray it on. Nice broad spray, not the narrow spray, so a broad spray, so you get a nice spread of the product.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very easy to apply. It's not one of those DIY friendly products.
Okay. And all right, does it come in different colors?
Absolutely. So currently we're stocking the gray, which is the most popular one, and red. We should be having some green shortly. And of course, we always have matte and glossy. So if you want to have just a clear coat on any other thing that you've done, whether you just want to brighten up back any kind of concrete that you have,
Mm-hmm.
And put a glossy coating on top of it. It doesn't go on top of, it can go on top of tiles, but I wouldn't suggest that if you want to maintain the same look for the tile, it's not going to stick. But if you want to put like a gray color or change the color of the tiles and just go on top of it, yes, you can. You can grind off the tile and put the Acrotech on top of it.
Okay. Is there a demo of the Acrotech 5430 on your social media pages?
Absolutely. And we have included, I'm not sure if the producer has some pictures of the ones that we have done. Last two that we did we've done quite a few classrooms with it.
Yes.
This summer. And we also did on top of a stamped concrete job we did. And so that's the versatility of it. Indoor, outdoor, industrial, commercial, residential. Yeah. So we do have some stuff on it. What I'll do, it's on our TikTok page. It's hard to find a lot of videos on it. What I'll do, I'll post it on my YouTube page today so people can see it.
Okay, so for those who are joining us late, for example, Clarence777 here in our YouTube chat, Andre, who's asking, what exactly is the product supposed to do? If you could repeat, just explain what the Acrotech 5430 is and what it does.
All right, so it's a versatile flooring product, right? Strictly for floors, indoors or outdoors, commercial, residential. We use it for classrooms, inside your home, on your patio, in your driveway, on your sidewalks. It's a single component, comes in a tin. We also sell a dilutant with it. So because it's a very thick product, and so in order to maximize the square footage you get out of it, add the dilutant. You're getting about 350 square feet from the 1 gallon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot to do, most spaces, within your home or stuff.
And for those who are viewing on our YouTube channel, if you're out in Radio Land, you want to hop on over to the YouTube channel Nationwide 90FM Live 2, we are showing what the finished product will look like. This seems to be a facility with several floors, and the gray color of the Acrotech 5430 is what was used
glossy.
here.
Very glossy, yes. It's a high gloss finish.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah.
You won't miss the tiling here. This is very
No,
nice.
it was tiled before.
It was tiled. Oh.
It went on top of tile. So it's a thick product, right? So when we do that, we chase out the cracks of the tile by filling in the grout lines,
Mm-hmm.
and then we put 2 coats on top of it.
So this is a cheaper alternative to somebody tiling out their facility.
It's cost effective. It's definitely cost effective. So if you're doing a home,
yes,
right, and you say, I don't. But I mean, the only thing is limitation on colors. So that's the only drawback to it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're happy with a gray or a red or a green, definitely this is a product for you. And so it's far more cost effective than tiling. And it's a unique piece in your home, because people come over and what's this? What do you have here? Because
yes.
everybody's used to the regular old tiles,
Yes. your storage facilities, your warehouses, your garage. There's so many areas in your home or elsewhere that you can use this product. I do see some comments, Dr. Kemar Douglas and Rose Dietrich and is this Ager Stotus? All of you in the chat were asking about the cost. So talk to us about the cost, Andre.
Absolutely. So the cost for the Acrotex 430 is $7,500. Yeah, it's not that bad. And also,
not bad at all.
No, we sell a dilutant for about $1,000 with it, so you can get more square footage out of it. So typically, you get about 300, 350 out of the tin. You add the dilutant, you might stretch it to about 400 for 10. The dilutant makes it easier to work with because it's a very thick product, as I was saying.
Yes. I see here, okay, Rose is asking what the finished product looked like. Rose, so just keep watching. Michelle is going to put up those videos again, showing you what the finished product looks like. I see Clarence77 here saying, sounds like something I can use on my factory floor. Please repeat contact information. So we didn't put out the contact information yet for the contractor center, but Andre, if you could do that now, the contact information.
All right. So just for contact information, it's more for warehousing and not necessarily for wet production areas. We do have solutions for wet production area, so feel free to call us. We will be more than happy to assist. It's been our core business for the last 13 years, handling people's wet production facilities. So our contact information is, you can call us at 876-9255-700, or you can WhatsApp us at 876-213-3982. And of course, we're available on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, all under the handle of the Contractor Center.
And Leroy Rotti here. Good morning, Leroy. Saying, I would love to do my backyard like that. And yes. And I did see another saying, I just missed that one. But yeah, so the contact information is there for those of you who are interested. Oh, nitrogen here, Andre says, it looks slippery though.
No, not slippery. It is not slippery. It looks nice, it looks glossy, but it's not slippery.
There you go, nitrogen. So no need to worry about slip and falls here. It's not slippery, but of course, in general, whichever surface you're walking on, you walk carefully at the end of the day.
And we are located, as I forgot to say, we're located at 26 Shorter Road, Kingston East, very centrally located, right on the main road of Shorter Road, near just past the gas station. So come and check us out anytime. We have so many products that we can't get to all of them. We're just trying to do our best 1 week at a time.
I know the questions are coming in hard and fast. I'm going to take two more. Dr. Kemar Douglas is asking, how long until you need to do a recoating?
For this product, it depends on the how you utilize it, right? In a residential environment, you're going to get maybe 5-10 years out of it because it's not the same type of level. In a warehousing environment, maybe 2 years, 2.5 years. But for our doctor's office, I think we have a different solution because we work with the health authorities in terms of providing flooring for hospitals, for clinics, operating theaters. So this would not be necessarily for that type of environment, but more for, commercial and residential.
And Theresa Hales says, can it be used on the roof?
No. So again, we have Holy for roofing products. We're going to bring in a boatload more before Christmas. So we have our flat steel in stock, which is, our number one seller. It's an elastomeric waterproofing. We had our Imprafast. We're supposed to receive some next week. That is finished, but that also goes on top of metal and also membrane, and it can also be recoated if you want to have to entertain on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
The flat seal is not one that you can entertain on top of. That's just for waterproofing.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we have a lot of versatility in what we're offering. And even for walls, we have our original, where it's a penetrating sealer to help from the water. You know, when there's high winds and water comes through and you start to the bubbling on your paint, we have a solution for that as well. And we're going to have a whole host more solutions before Christmas for below grade, for water tanks, for everything that you need in terms of protection of your homes or your facilities.
So Theresa Hills and Beverly Thompson, you guys are asking about the roof. That's the response for you. And again, finally, Andre, more people asking for your contact information. So if you could repeat your contact information.
No problem. You can call us 876-9255-700, or you can WhatsApp us, and WhatsApp us only at 876-213-3982. And if you can always reach us on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, at the handle, The Contractor Center. And our most active is our TikTok and our Instagram pages, so feel free to contact us. We will respond as quickly as we can. We do get a fair amount of interaction on our pages, so just bear with us if you don't get the next 5-10 minutes, but we'll get to you before the end of the day.
And for the YouTuber who is asking if it can be used at the entrance to your garage, the answer is yes.
Absolutely. It's very good for tire marks as well. So it's with heat and the oil and stuff, it's made for that in particular.
And Sean Green asking for the name of the product. It is the Acritech 5430. So that's ACRITEK 5430. Acritech 5430. Anything else before we let you go, Andre?
Our summer sale is almost over. We sold out most of our tin sets and our foam, but we still have a few items left. Our car care products. And I also want to just big up some retailers who are now carrying our products. I want to big up Lee's Food Fair on the Boulevard, Boot, and Edwards Hardware on Paradise Street, who are carrying a few of our products now, distributing on our behalf.
Wonderful. So Andre Hutchinson, CEO of the Contractor Center, talking to us this morning about the Acritech 5430. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Andre.
All right. Big up yourself, Donna.
Always. That's been it for the Building Blocks, of course, your bi-weekly segment, the show that lays the foundation for understanding the latest trends and materials in construction and design.
Building Blocks was brought to you by the Contractor Center, providing solutions to everyday challenges.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:25.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The temperature by Fontana Pharmacy, it's all good inside, is
29 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, also 29 out west in Montego Bay. And in Mandeville, it's now 25 degrees Celsius.
The following is a paid announcement by G2K.
After 8 years of no new taxes under the Jamaica Labour Party administration, this is the PNP's Damian Crawford proposing an increase in GCT.
1% increase in GCT will give us $25 billion. Education has never been free.
This is the PNP's Dayton Campbell and Mark Golding proposing an increase in GCT on food imports, which economists say will drive up food prices in Jamaica.
Now is the time that we must put a little thing on the imported food into the country.
And we put some of the income taxes, some of the taxes on the imports of food, rather.
Prices would go up as we already import most of our inflation from food and fuel.
We cannot trust the PNP. The PNP is the party of new taxes. On election day, put your X beside the bell. Vote for the Jamaica Labour Party.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by G2K.
Reading was something really nice, thanks thanks and please. Burger King, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. We want something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Cheese and peas, man, I like. I got my set when me taste the new cheesy fries. Just 5 bills with creamy cheese sauce. Or load it up your way, you are the boss. Everybody sing this part. We want something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas.
Get the new cheesy fries, limited time only at Burger King.
Experience the joy of buying a brand new Hyundai without breaking the bank. Yes, buying a brand new car should never leave you broke. From stylish designs and safety features to comfortable driving and reliability, Hyundai is the choice. Hyundai vehicles come standard with 2 years free service and 5 years warranty and roadside assistance for your peace of mind. Drive 2 years without service cost and 5 years without fear of being stranded. Hyundai. Conditions apply.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
On election day, put your X beside the bell and vote for a reduction in income tax to a base rate of 15%, an affordable and safe rural school bus system which will be free from September to October. Vote for a JUTC system which is more accessible and will be free for students for the first 2 months of the school year. Vote for senior citizens who earn $6 million or less, paying no income tax on their earnings or pension. Put your X beside the bell and vote for the Jamaica Labour Party, which has been tough on crime and will continue the over 40% reduction in murders.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Data Protection Matters is brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust.
Welcome back, Data Defenders. This is your Thursday recap of Tuesday's episode, and today's the day. Our live webinar is happening later. I'm Chuka Emeka Cameron, and we just tackled one of the biggest questions hitting boardrooms across Jamaica. Do we really need a data protection officer? Short answer, if you are processing personal data at scale, absolutely yes. The problem most companies are Let's think about the problem most companies are living right now. Picture this. Your HR manager is drowning or starting to get data subject requests. Your IT team is fielding privacy questions they never signed up for. Your CEO is watching the headlines, hoping your company name doesn't appear next to the word breach. Meanwhile, Jamaica's Data Protection Act isn't getting any less demanding. GDPR requirements are not disappearing if you have European customers, and privacy regulations are only getting stricter worldwide. Your teams are smart, but they are wearing too many hats. Privacy expertise can't be a side hustle when real people's data and your company's reputation are on the line. Here is what changes when you have a skilled data protection officer. Strategic risk management. They spot privacy problems before they become crises. That risky new marketing campaign, they'll flag the privacy issues before you launch, not after the regulator calls. Professional response capability. When data subjects make requests or regulators ask questions, someone knows exactly what to say and where to find the documentation. Board-ready reporting. Your executives get clarity, actionable privacy updates instead of technical jargon or legal confusion. Staff training that actually works. Not just compliance theater, real education that changes behavior and reduces risk. They are your strategic privacy partner who makes business happen safely. The myth we keep hearing, we're too small for a DPO. Here is the reality. If you process large volumes of personal data, or if you operate in a regulated industry like finance, telecoms, or healthcare, the law requires you to have one. But even when it's not legally required, smart companies are getting DPO coverage anyway. Because privacy risks don't care about your company size. They care about your impact on people's lives. A small fintech handling 10,000 customer records faces the same potential harm as a major bank. The difference? The bank already has protection in place. Now, the question we're hearing everywhere, can we engage a data protection officer as a service instead of hiring full-time? Absolutely. Here are your real options. Full-time hire. Great if you are large enough and have the budget for dedicated expertise. 2. Internal training. You can take someone from legal, HR, or compliance and invest in their privacy education. It takes time, but can work. A DPO as a service. Get expert level coverage without the full-time salary. Perfect for growing companies that need professional protection without the overhead. The key is matching the solution to your actual needs, not what you think you should need. Let's talk bottom line. A single privacy breach can cost millions in fines, legal fees, and reputation damage. One poorly handled data request can trigger a regulatory investigation that ties up your senior team for months. Meanwhile, a good DPO prevents these problems before they start. They are insurance that actually makes your business run better. Plus, when you can tell customers, partners, and investors that you have dedicated privacy expertise, that is a competitive advantage in today's market. Speaking of strategic advantages, our live webinar is happening today and it ties directly into what we just discussed. We are going to be going through exactly how a skilled DPO would handle your privacy risk management. We'll demonstrate the systems, processes, and thinking that turn compliance chaos into strategic confidence. It's not too late to reserve your spot at designprivacy.io. Bring your toughest questions. This is Data Protection Matters, powered by Design Privacy, and I'm your host, Chuka Emeka Cameron. See you at today's webinar. Until then, stay smart, stay compliant, and remember, privacy expertise isn't a luxury anymore. It is a foundation of every business that wants to thrive in the data economy.
Data Protection Matters was brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust.
The time by Grace Good Move is...
It's 8:34. The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Our senior citizens have given their service. Now it is time to give back even more. Under the Jamaica Labour Party administration, senior citizens 65 years and older earning $6 million or less, including their pension, will pay absolutely no income tax. The Jamaica Labour Party is doing more for you. On election day, put your X beside the bell.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
All registered electors are allowed time off to vote on election day. Under the law, every employer shall permit employees to be absent from work on polling day for 3 hours in addition to the normal lunch hour. This does not apply to employees who begin work at 10 a.m. or after, or end work at 2 p.m. or earlier. Remember, time off to vote on election day is your right. That was an important announcement from the Electoral Commission of Jamaica.
A+ for back to school? Yep, you can score that. Just grab an A+ back to school loan from Access Financial. Why? Reduced interest rates, duh. Plus, you could win your loan interest free.
That's right. Apply for an A+ back to school loan and you could be entered to win your loan interest free in the Lucky Loans promotion.
From school fees to footwear, uniforms to book lists, we've got you covered.
For back to school, the only thing you need is a reduced rate loan from Access Financial's A+ back to school promotion. Conditions apply.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
On election day, put your X beside the bell and vote for a reduction in income tax to a base rate of 15%, an affordable and safe rural school bus system which will be free from September to October. Vote for a JUTC system which is more accessible and will be free for students for the first 2 months of the school year. Vote for senior citizens who earn $6 million or less, paying no income tax on their earnings or pension. Put your X beside the bell and vote for the Jamaica Labour Party, which has been tough on crime and will continue the over 40% reduction in murders.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Tax and You is brought to you by the Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you even better.
When you hear that intro, you know what time it is. It's time for Tax and You, our listeners, you know this is one of my favorite segments altogether when we talk about taxes, how the TAJ serves you better and continues to improve to serve you better. Yes, right here on Nationwide 90 FM, we like to bring you these informative, interesting segments that allow for our listeners to get even more information that will make your life easier and make it easier for you to engage with state agencies like the TAJ. Joining me in studio this morning, it's not Tana, it's not George, it's Courtney Johnson, Taxpayer Education Officer. You've seen him here before, and of course he's here with me again. He'll be updating us on the TAJ's discontinuation of personal and company checks. Welcome, Courtney.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Indeed. So tell us what's happening, Courtney.
All right. So TAJ is advising the public that effective September 1, 2025, the authority will no longer be accepting personal, business, and company checks as a method of payment of taxes or other public monies. Only exception being that government ministries, entities, or public bodies where they use a manager's check or any check that is issued by a local commercial bank regulated by the Bank of Jamaica. Those are the only exceptions. Of course, our most valued customers, we're asking that the other methods of payment that you come to know are still being used, such as go to our Jamaica tax website, and you can make payment there using a credit or a debit card or any debit Visa card or debit cards with Visa qualities. All right. Or the BNS Online is still available, as well as NCB Online and, of course, the apps. So you can use those as methods of payment, and we don't want you to forget about coming in office. So there is a inline, and of course, cash is accepted. Well, there is no Jamdex at this time, but all other payment methods, as mentioned just now, is available for use.
Okay. So is there anything in particular you'd want all taxpayers to know about, just the reasoning behind the policy shift or why we got to the point where we're looking at other payment options?
Oh, yes, absolutely. All right. So TAJ is always looking for ways to improve or enhance the efficiency of its operations, security, reliability of the payment process. And as such, it is always reviewing those processes whereby checks are used, managers' checks, other personal checks, etc. And in doing so, they found where there are some bottlenecks or some things in the system that, in fact, reduces the efficiency of our most reliable system. And hence, it has now taken steps that effective September 1, it will discontinue the acceptance of personal, business, and other company checks.
Indeed. Is there anything else you'd want our taxpayers to know?
Oh, absolutely. So all our valued customer, you can, for more information, contact our numbers, and that is customer care, 888-829-4357. That's our customer care line. Or you could call any of our tax offices, our major tax offices, for more information as to how to go about using the other methods of payment. And remember, you can do it inline, you can do it online, and of course, you can call us for more information.
All right. So that is the TAJ for you. And that's very interesting. A lot of things are happening now. And of course, it seems as though we have to keep informed. And I'm happy that you're here informing us. And just tell us what the numbers and the website are again, Courtney.
All right. So our website, you may go, is www.jamaicatax.gov.gh. or you could call our numbers. Let me give you some right now. That's 545-6807, 545-2303, 545-6192, or you could do, of course, our customer care line, which is 888-829-4357.
That's Taxpayer Education Officer Courtney Johnson with the Tax Administration of Jamaica. Thanks for joining us this morning, Courtney.
Most welcome. My pleasure.
Indeed. We're going for a break, and after this, we will have our birthdays.
Tax and You was brought to you by the Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you even better.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is...
It's 8:43.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Burger King. Order the new cheesy fries from Burger King and load it your way with bacon, jalapenos, crispy onions, or extra cheese. Limited time only.
You're the strongest of souls. You're my light in the dark. You're the place I go home. You can say it's alright, but I know that you're breaking up inside. I see it in your eyes. Even you face the night, afraid and alone. That's why I'll be there when the storm rises up, when the shadows descend. Every beat of my heart, every day without end, every second I live, that's the promise I make. Baby, that's what I'll give, if that's what it takes, if that's what it takes. You can sleep in my arms, we don't have to explain. When your heart's crying out, baby, whisper my name. 'Cause I've reached out for you when the thunder is crashing up above. You've given me your love, and you smile like the sun that shines through the pain. That's why I'll be there when the storm rises up, when the shadows descend. Every beat of my heart, every day without end. I will stand like a rock, I will bend till I'm ready, till there's no more to give, if that's what it takes. I will risk everything, I will fight, I will bleed, I will lay down my life, if that's what you need. Every second I live, that's the promise I made. Baby, that's what I give, if that's what it takes. Through the wind and the rain, through the smoke and the fire, when the
That's what it takes this morning when it's your birthday on August 28th, 2025. I know what it is. I know what time it is. It is the month before the month. It is the month. It is the month. It is August. It's August. It's August. And PB knows what that means. Shanna Ellington, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Shout it out on the mountaintop today. You're 16 years ago. A gem was born. Happy birthday, Shanna. I wish for you long life filled with your beautiful smile. from Damien. Happy birthday to you, Shannon.
Happy birthday greetings also going out to our friends on Facebook. Happy birthday to Kwame Ashanti Duncan. Happy birthday as well to Morgan Camille or Camille Morgan. It's also the birthday of Crystal McPherson. Crystal, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday as well to Canila Lopez. Slims Sematic here on Facebook. Happy birthday to you, Slims. Wishing for you a lovely day. And this one says, happy birthday to my husband, Kemel C. O'Hara, for I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. From your gorgeous wife, Jardine. So happy birthday to you, Kemel C. O'Hara. Wishing for you a lovely day. One Jamaica Love here in the YouTube chat saying, today's my birthday. Happy birthday to me and my twin, Barris Hammond. Is Barris Hammond's birthday as well? Jermaine, if you could, for me, find No Disturb sign. That's the one I want to hear. That's my favorite Barris Hammond song. Happy birthday to you, One Jamaica Love, sharing your birthday with Barris Hammond, who you says is your birthday twin. So happy birthday to the legend, the icon, Barris Hammond.
This 9 to 5 I have is surely getting to me. For the third time this week, I think I'm gonna have to call in sick. If I leave you now, I'll be losing my mind. I hope we never get tired, and I never have to go to work. No one knocking on the door, disrespecting the no disturb sign. No baby crying, and no horn blowing, just the whisper of our voices all day long. A man who don't sweet treat his woman.
Charmaine Brown here in the YouTube chat sending happy birthday to her beautiful daughter. Hey. Okay, Jermaine.
Oh gosh, what a night. I feel good when you're wrapped up in my arms, dancing to a reggae song. Feel good. I feel good, cause your perfume isn't loud, and only I can talk about. Feel good. You feel like this.
If it's your birthday, I just want you to feel good. You did all the Facebook already?
I did. But Charmaine Brown here sending happy birthday to her beautiful daughter Shannon. Shannon, it's your birthday. Greetings coming from mommy, your sister, your aunties, your uncle, your nephew, and your cousins. They're wishing for you a lovely day. So happy birthday to Shannon. Scrolling on down, and I see all of you wishing Barris a happy birthday. So happy birthday to Barris, 70 years old today, batting well and still performing to thousands across the world. So happy birthday to you, Barris Hammond. And I see here. Okay, still more birthday greetings coming in for Barris. So if it is your birthday today, wishing for you a lovely day. Happy birthday. If it is your anniversary, happy anniversary to you as well. I'm seeing a message here. This one seems like an anniversary greeting. Let's see. Oh, it's heartiest congratulations. This one says to my son, Siobhan Mario Winter, and his beautiful wife, Daniela. She is indeed beautiful. I'm seeing a picture here, who tied the knot yesterday. Newlyweds. So happy wedding day. Congratulations to the Winters, Siobhan, Mario Winter, and Daniela got married yesterday in Trelawney at the Ocean Coral Spring. Wishing for you guys a lovely journey that you're taking on now. So again, if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary as well.
Indeed.
And you had to hold your woman real close when Smokey starts to sing. Temptations, Marvin Gaye, Spinners of the Way, Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle used to make me drift away.
The Birthday Club was brought to you by Burger King. Have you tried the Burger King's new cheesy fries? Get the best tasting fries topped with a creamy jalapeno cheese sauce. Get yours today.
One step ahead and you're out. One step behind and you're down. You're down. You've got to be where that spotlight is shining. One step ahead and you're out. One step behind and you're down. You're down. You got to be where that spotlight is shining, shining. One day you won't hear a sound, and there'll be no one around, 'cause there was never that spotlight on you. Shining, 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 shining on you. One step ahead and you're out. To the children, yeah. One step behind and you're down. Let them know that you've got to be where that's you got to be. I said you've got to be where it's shining.
Look at yourself and say you're strong. No one can stop you. Oh yeah. Rise to the occasion. Go ahead.
Burst for Thomas saying happy birthday to my niece Chantel Morris. Love from Auntie Naomi. Special birthday is going to you. Judith Bailey, happy birthday to Gabby. Coming from Dad Steve, Mom Judith, O'Shane, O'Dane, and Abby. Which one do you have, Tana?
I see Gene Sellers sending happy birthday to nephew Pastor Dean Elliott and his father Eugene Elliott, aka Walcott, wishing you both long life and happiness from all of your family there in Ballards Valley, St. Elizabeth. So happy birthday to the Elliots, Pastor Dean Elliott and Eugene Elliott.
T Max saying belated birthday to my sister Carol and brother Colin McLeod. Very, very belated happy birthdays to them from sister Thelma McLeod. All the best in Dover St. Catherine. Happy anniversary going to Mr. and Mrs. Vaughn Box from church family at the Church of God of Prophecy, Parks Road, and Romeo Taff, wishing you a very happy belated birthday. But I like this song, King. I'm gonna ask you to pull it and give me a piece of it again. If you know this sizzler, if you know this one, if you're ready, if you're ready for today, this one is for you.
No one can stop you. Oh yeah. Rise to the occasion. Go ahead, you know you're strong. No one can stop you. It's for you to make the best in the life. Now that you've got the chance, get up and step towards your goal. It's alright. Fulfill your needs and the wants. You to make the best in the life. Now that you've got the chance, get up and step towards your goal. It's alright. Yeah, yeah. Some people read and meditate, others move scanty, yo. Some people are conscious about life, others are still panting, yo. Some people like strong drink, cognac, champagne and brandy, yo. Babies love ice cream and cake and candy, yo. I love herbs and girls.
And that's about it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning. Steve Hutchinson sending happy birthday to Trudy and Campbell Johnson from the entire Johnson family. Happy birthday to you, Trudy, and wishing for you a good day. So again, that's it for the show. Thank you so much to my technical operator, the musical maestro, Jermaine King, super producer, Michelle McCray-Smith, super editor, Kimon Thompson in the newsroom. Up next, the Consumer Hour with Norgay Banton, and at 10, Cliff Hughes Online. I'm Tana.
I'm Sandre.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
That's the reference. Perseverance for the utmost best should be your preference. Still some dread and talent is your evidence. Help those afar off, teach those in your residence.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
With the beginning of the 2025-2026 academic year,